Tool crib log, day 4 of 7. They say by day 4, you're either part of the furniture or looking for the exit. Me? I'm somewhere in the middle starting to feel like this place is its own little universe. Showed up before the birds even thought about singing. Coffee in hand, boots dragging, but at least I wasn't alone. Pete was already in his office door, watching the circus. Jenkins was banging around as usual, trying to fix a broken clipboard by hitting it with a wrench. Don't ask me how that's supposed to help, he's got his own way of doing things. First laugh of the day was Tommy. Tommy walks in, big grin on his face, and goes, "Hey, I need a long stand." I just stare at him. "A long stand?" "Yeah," he says, all serious. "The boys in the yard said you'd have one." I just grin and say, "Sure thing, Tommy. Head over to that corner there and stand for a bit. I'll get it ready." He nods, all keen. So I let him stand there 5 minutes, 10, half an hour. Kid's still there, looking around like he's expecting some magic tool to appear. Pete sees what's going on and leans over, smirking. "You let him stew?" "Yep," I say. "Figure I'll let him take a proper long stand." 2 hours later, Tommy's still there, shuffling his feet. Finally, I wander over and go, "All right, think you've stood long enough." He just blinks, then laughs. "Oh, I get it. Long stand." Real funny, guys. "Welcome to the crib," I tell him. Gotta learn somehow. Mid-morning, Lisa shows up. Clipboard in hand, brows furrowed, looking like she's here to personally ruin my day. "I need you to print out this form for me," she says, holding up a paper like it's the last copy on Earth. I glance over at the printer. It's got a big red error light blinking, like a Christmas tree, and a message that says, "Out of ink," in giant letters. I say, "Printer's out of ink, Lisa. Can't print nothing." She just stares at me. "I need that form." "I'd love to," I say deadpan, "but the printer's dead. It's not gonna happen." "You have to try," she insists. So I walk over, push the button a few times, watch it whir and groan, then hand her the same blank page it spit out. "Here you go." One freshly printed blank sheet. She doesn't laugh, just huffs and walks off like I personally offended her ancestors. Pete just snorts from his chair. "Lisa's like a dog with a bone," he says. "More like a dog that lost the bone," I mutter back. Meanwhile, Gus is wandering around, looking like he's got stories to tell. He comes over, seeing Tommy still looking sheepish from his stand fiasco. "Back in my day," Gus says, "we didn't have fancy printers or long stands. We had the tar sand Yeti to keep us in line." Jenkins perks up. "The tar sand Yeti? You mean that old story the old-timers talk about?" "Oh yeah," Gus says, eyes twinkling. "Big, hairy, filleting feet tall, lives out past the tailings pond. Used to wander into camp at night, looking for lost gloves and half-empty coffee cups." Pete chuckles. "You're telling that story again, Gus?" "Course I am," Gus says. "It's practically part of orientation. Old native crew used to say he was the spirit of the land, shows up when you're slacking off, hauls you out by the ear and gives you a talking to." Jenkins is wide-eyed. "Really? You ever see it?" "Oh, sure," Gus says, leaning in like he's telling a ghost story. "Heard it once too, like a low growl mixed with a coyote's bark. You hear that, you better get your shit together fast." Pete's smirking, looking like he's heard this 100 times. "You're full of it, Gus." "Maybe," Gus says, still grinning. "But I never saw a guy slacking off when the Yeti was about." Tommy's just standing there, mouth open. "Is it real?" he asks. I laugh. "It's as real as the left-handed wrench, kid. But it's a good enough story to keep you moving." By lunch, we're all hanging around the counter again. Pete's got some mystery meat sandwich. Jenkins is eating an expired burrito. And Gus is working on the last of his pickled eggs. He offers me one again. "No thanks, Gus," I say. "I like my guts where they are." "Suit yourself," he says. "Back in my day, these kept us alive through winter." "Winter or food poisoning," Pete mutters. After lunch, Jenkins somehow manages to knock a shelf half loose trying to find a file. Tommy's wandering around asking for a left-handed hammer, whatever that's supposed to be. Pete just rolls his eyes. Kids learning the hard way, he says. Gus is in the corner, holding court. You know, when the tar sand Yeti's around, you can feel iter gets heavy, like the smell of a diesel engine on a cold morning. Sounds like Jenkins after lunch, I say, and everyone cracks up. Gus just keeps going, tapping his cane. He don't like slackers, that Yeti. Better keep moving, or he'll drag you off to the bush and leave you for the ravens. Tommy's face is pale as chalk. I'm working, I swear, he says. Good, I say. Keep it up. Yeti's watching. By quittin' time, Pete gives me that same nod like, you made it, bud. Day 4, and you're still breathin'. Jenkins is covered in dust and mystery stains, looking like he lost a bar fight with a toolbox. Tommy's swearing he saw a shadow by the tailings pond. Might be the Yeti. Might just be Jenkins' reflection. Gus? He's by the door, shaking that last pickled egg like it's the key to immortality. Take one for the road, he says again. I'll pass, I tell him. Suit yourself, he says, that permanent grin still stuck on his face. Tomorrow's another day. As I'm heading out, Pete says, see ya tomorrow, bud. Jenkins trips over the broom again. Tommy's asking about left-handed pipe wrenches, and Gus is already telling some new rookie about the Yeti's favorite coffee brand. Day 4. In the crib, no fires, no stitches, and only one new myth to keep us honest. That's a win in my book. I'm not saying I'm impressed, but I'm starting to feel like I might just fit in here after all. 3 days left, let's see what else the Yeti drags in. End log. Back tomorrow. Probably.